Hey, how are you
Hello.
doing?
Oh, very, very well, thank you. How are
Cool.
you?
Good. It's been a year.
It has been a year. Another year older.
Another year older, but another year of stories. So we're only allowed to talk about stories between Commsverse last year and this year.
Okay.
Can
Not
we do
yet
that?
a year older.
And not, sorry, not quite.
Not quite.
2 more days. Yes, cool. Enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been an interesting year for CallCabinet. We've been acquired by Smash, hence the
Smash
a company of Smash.
Smash.
So lots of exciting.
Smash.
Yeah.
Smash.
Okay. So lots of exciting things have happened there.
Okay.
Yes. How excited were you when they said, hey, we're going to get taken over by Smash?
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting name, but it's an exciting firm. So lots of cool things that they do.
Nice.
Okay.
Do me a favour and flip the badge over because I actually can't remember your name. All I know is Simon drank 2 beers last night at the bar because they were both crossed off.
They were.
Yeah. Well,
They weren't all for me, I promise.
Well, both of them. It's not too bad if you only had 2.
Exactly.
So, CallCabinet recording. I'm going from memory here, so let's see what I can remember from
Yeah.
last year.
Call recording for compliance, and also we have built-in analytics services as well, so we can analyze what's being said, how it's being said, and report that to the people who need to see that.
Nice. And lots of people this year have been booking new services and
They have. I mean, especially as the platform's developing as well. So at CallCabinet, we work very hard to move with the times and make sure we're up to date. So the famous, infamous AI is also now appearing within our portal, within our portfolio. So as well as being able to ask, we've got various different AI bots throughout the platform. You can either ask it how to do something within the platform, maybe how to find a call, or can you tell me how to change some settings? So a user guide AI bot. But then also you can go into your analytics tool and actually go and ask natural language questions about what's going on. So if you like an executive overview of all of the calls that are in your portal. So from that respect, you could say, what are the major pain points in our firm today? What are customers calling up about, and where is their problems? Or for that matter, what's the best thing that everyone's calling in about today? What's the really good things that are happening? Or from a sales perspective, maybe it's even from a compliance perspective, or multiple different reasons, but you can get that information and really utilize it effectively.
nice. Some stats. So, see whether you know these answers. They're just questions in my head. So, how many minutes of calls have you recorded since we last spoke?
Oh, that is a very good question. Since we last spoke, about 5 billion minutes.
Billion minutes.
Wow.
And if I wanted to find out what happened at 1,754,016 minutes, you could tell me.
Well, I couldn't tell you no, because all of those call recordings are personal to the companies that are actually recording them. So I can't access, as CallCabinet, we can't access any customer data for obvious reasons, GDPR among one. But what we can do, but our customers can see their own calls. They can access their own. They can analyze their own calls as well. They're all encrypted in storage as well. So, but they're all there. I could go and tell you which one it possibly is, but I couldn't tell you what was
a
in
really
it.
good question. It was a good
It was a good question.
So where are they being stored at the customer? Is that somewhere on Azure, or is that
In Azure, yes. So CallCabinet is built as a cloud-first product, and it's built within our Azure environment. But we utilize the Azure data centers globally so that each customer can data sovereignly store their calls themselves. Our mainline, our number one route to storage is obviously our own Azure environment. However, we can work with customers if they want to be able to either store it within their own Azure environment, in another storage environment, but also for that matter on-premise if they want to really go back to old school and stick everything in a black box in their basement or somewhere else in a server room. Then they can do that as well. But we're cloud first, as I say, with Azure, with a 256-bit rotating encryption key.
of course, as you do.
Yeah. So yeah,
Data sovereignly.
data
I love
and we
that
can do
word.
multiple region as well. So if you've got a business with multiple different regions, an office in New York, one in London, one in Hong Kong, and one in Paris. We can data sovereignly store each one of those different regions within region, and then but access centrally from one portal. But you can also, with the capabilities of the granular permissions, you can actually specify who can see what calls and who can download or play back, etc.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. So within an organization, a call center manager can see their queues or their teams. And I'm guessing you're using the AI to be able to sort of identify those key calls, good calls, bad calls, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we within the analytics tool, we can specify whether a call is positive or negative. And we can draw that to the attention of that manager if they want to be able to see that. They can set their own parameters, so they can have keyword alerts. So if from a positive or a negative standpoint they want to go and just check on an agent to make sure that they're working effectively, they can do that within their analytics tool. But the beauty of what's coming in the future is the omni-channel as well. So with the acquisition by Smarsh, Smarsh is a data gathering company for compliance and analysis and archiving. And so in the future, we will also have the capability to be able to bring other mediums of data capture into CallCabinet for the same type of analysis, such as WhatsApp calling, Teams chat, SMS, and for that matter, email and other types of capabilities. That will be coming in as well. So it's not just all about voice. It can be you getting a multimodal analysis of the data within your business, especially as Jack, one of my colleagues, testifies. He recently got a new car and needed to sort out some insurance, and ended up speaking to the insurance company under multiple different ways. So you speak to them either on the phone, and then he got passed to somebody else who sent them an SMS, then he had to catch up with them on WhatsApp, and all of those different mediums should be captured in a compliance organization, and we can do that and then bring that into analysis.
Brilliant.
So can users or companies change the analytics also, like their preferred method, like they want it, or is it just one set and that's all?
No, absolutely not. So yeah, it's everyone has the capability to be able to focus their analysis. They can add on multiple different tools as well to be able to analyze in specific ways. They can amend them. They can create new analytics tools, because once the data's there, you can analyze it as many times as you want. There's no limit to that. It's just changing the actual tool you're utilizing, or the data set that you're tracking it against.
Defining where you get the best value from what part of the data set, I guess.
Exactly.
It's not just about what you're recording, the start time, end time, and we're seeing, of course, AI looking at the sense of the calls and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's about being able to get as much information. At the end of the day, call recording is a data source.
Yes.
But it's usually trapped. It's usually a trapped data source, and what CallCabinet enables you to do is unlock that data, get the information out of it, and then utilize it for the benefit of the company and the people who are working there.
Awesome.
I love that. I think that's a brilliant way of working, because indeed sometimes, I mean, if I talk to KLM, I'm doing that on WhatsApp because I know I get a pretty quick response. But yeah,
exactly,
that's brilliant.
You
I
never
love
thought
that.
about
Yeah.
what's happening at the other end. You just make your call.
Yeah.
I was thinking that the same kind of analogy was this morning as I was trying to get the lift, and then actually it was when we went before we left this morning. I saw you. I thought
You need to
I'll
talk
hold
into the mic
Yeah,
a little
I am
bit more,
talking to the
because I'm
microphone.
not
That's
hearing you
fine.
very well.
That's because you're going deaf. It's to
That's
do with the grey
probably
beard.
true. Yeah.
Then we all
You had to
going
say
deaf.
it once every call, don't you? Yeah. Anyway, but I was on the lift thinking, I'll hold the lift for Maureen. And then, of course, I had this vision of all the floors above, all the people still going, where's the lift? Where's the lift? So from my perspective, I just want an SMS message and tell me what to do. But of course, you don't think about the fact it's going to land somewhere in a call center with all the other messages. And it's just a message until they can tie the other data from the other services you got.
Yeah, but it's also a better way of tracking your users or your customers or your whatever, because it doesn't matter if they call you or text you or whatever.
exactly.
You have the full log of all the interactions.
Yes, and you also learn the best way to contact you, the way that people prefer to contact you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got sentiment, like are they difficult people to talk to? Maybe they're older people, they're younger people, they've got technical knowledge, or they
Can
don't.
they type very well on their phone?
Yeah, and you need to be able to understand that, and also be able to analyze. Sometimes people talk. My son, he types to me in shorthand, and sometimes I have to read it 3 or 4 times until I can understand exactly what's being said.
Yeah.
But with the use of analysis and AI, you can actually get to that a lot quicker and be able to understand what's going on within your business or that's around. And for that matter, so especially we talk about different verticals, obviously. So you talk financial services, it's all around compliance. And contact center, it's all about how the customer is. But then you also have to think about things like healthcare. So in healthcare, if you're analyzing data, especially phone calls, or nowadays, especially if trying to book hospital doctor's appointments, you might do it over SMS or email or WhatsApp. You can understand quite quickly if you've got maybe an epidemic or something like that coming, because all of a sudden you'll be analysing the cause and the data which is coming in, and you can quickly draw, there's a lot of people who are being sick or whatever it might be.
Mhm.
And so you can spot trends very, very quickly in that industry and on obviously in multiple other industries, and then utilise and be able to act on that a lot quicker.
If suddenly a lot of people are calling in because a certain feature is suddenly stopped working, or a certain thing on your device suddenly stopped working, so that's
Yes,
brilliant to detect that early and to get something on it. Yeah.
So, from simply recording phone calls so everybody knows what deal they made and what they agreed to at the bank, you're now dealing in doctors' surgeries and call centers and...
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. And multiple different verticals, whether that's, as you say, in health industry, in e-commerce, or whether it's just in legals as well. We work in the legal sector as well, but multiple different industries all have different use cases. And the beauty of CallCabinet is you can tailor your analytics and what you use it for to your own personal needs, or you can use our dedicated data scientists to be able to help you to build that up.
Beautiful.
A dedicated data scientist.
You want that on your job title, don't you?
No. But I know that they exist, and I even saw this morning a job description that they're looking at Microsoft for more data scientists. But I think that's a brilliant service that you also give them. Like, we're not giving you just the tools and the software, but and we'll try to set it up with you, but we will actually have someone to think together with you what could be good outcomes that might improve the way you do your business.
Well, at the end of the day, if you think about it, you can give somebody the tool to be able to do it, and you can try and train them to be able to utilize it effectively. But if it doesn't work properly, then they aren't going to keep it for very long. If they're not finding the benefit, there's no point. And so we have those data scientists who can help you be able to tweak it or just give you advice. And we do it maybe as sometimes a monthly check-in with, depending on what subscription you go for, to be able to make sure that you're on track, you're getting the results that you want, and that there's no errors or false positives and things like that, and just help you to tweak it and make it work the most effectively for you to get the results that you need out of it.
Nice.
Amazing.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for spending time with us, Simon. That was great.
Thank you
fun.
very much. Thank you for having me again.
Good to see you for
look forward
to
to seeing you again next year, hopefully.
Yeah. You
Awesome.
never know. We'll find out what you've been up to.
Absolutely. Thank you very much,
Thank
everyone.
you
Thank
very
you.
much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.